For your Adobe Spark load for the sections 1 and 2 that you've already completed, this is what it should look like. I'm going to right click so that I open in a new window, and this will launch Adobe Spark for me to see. So essentially you will name it this name, but you won't say sample, of course, and this will be by whoever you are, right? Now remember, you're using your own images for this. These are the sample images that I used. But I want you to lay them out the same way. So I want your original first, the low contrast, all the way up through the high contrast in the order as listed in your rubric. So that way, when other classmates and instructors are looking at your images, we can quickly discern that you've followed the protocols. Now notice how I pulled these in as smaller images. These I set up as 4 small and then 2 large. I'll show you how to do that in this tutorial. And then here's the template that's completed. And remember, this template will be also with your image. Essentially, you're going to take 5 of your images in section 1 and create the entire range of contrast possibilities for each of your own personal 5 images. Then you're going to choose your favorite one for section 2, and you're going to complete all these very specific black and white conversion methods as they're identified, loading them into a template and uploading them here. And then for the very end, and remember, if you're not sure what you're doing, there's a rubric in the course that reviews what you're doing and tells you specifically what you're graded on. So that part's pretty easy for you to do. And then I want you to identify your favorite conversion method using whatever original you used, and then write a little sentence or two saying why you liked it and post the after right beside of it. And that's all you have to do. And then you'll obviously copy the link for this and post it into Blackboard for grading and sharing for your peers to see. So let's get started. I'll close that. Essentially, Google Adobe Spark. Anyone can use Adobe Spark. It's free to everyone. But since all of you have Photoshop, you have a Photoshop license, which means you have access to better and more features of Adobe Spark. So click on Adobe Spark. You'll need to sign in. I've already signed in, but otherwise it's over here on the right side. Just sign in with your same Adobe ID or the email associated with your Adobe ID. And here's where I created that, but we're starting from scratch. So here's my homepage. Your homepage may look different. And then I'm just going to click on Create a Project. And I want to go to Web Page. And here I get to choose what I want to do. So it's the same thing. I'm going to double click here. I want to add a picture behind it. So I'll click the plus icon, choose photo, and I'm just going to choose one of the photos that I used while working on this section 1 and 2 for project 1. Click open. So it'll place the image here. Now, because it's being stretched so much and I saved it at a lower res, it's coming in a little blurry. So actually, I think I don't like that. As a photographer, I wouldn't want to share this with a potential employer. So I'll click on the image and I'll say replace. Go back and see if I can find a photo that, see, I resized these pretty small. So let's find something that I haven't resized quite so small. So clearly a much bigger image, but I don't like the focal point because it's going to auto resize this for responsive design. So I'm going to click on the image again, choose focal point, and I'm going to drag the focal point to where it best looks good. There we go. I'm going to click save up here. There we go. So start with the story. I'm going to start with the photo grid. So let's upload our photos. So again, these will be your photos that you're working with. I will go back to, so you can see I have the original file in this folder. I'll actually command click and just select them all. Click open, and it uploaded them all for me. Unfortunately, it didn't put them in the correct. So I'll have to click this arrow, move backwards. I'll click this one and move forwards because obviously it's the most high contrast one. And see, it keeps moving forward, so I have to keep moving it more. And then once I'm done and I've got them in the order as required by the project rubric, which you'll find here under the 5 image conversions, it needs to be in order of the flat version, the normal contrast, the black and white adjustment on auto, moderate contrast, and high contrast. And then I'll hit save to lock in that photo. Your title, first image conversion. Go to the second, choose photo grid, go find those images here. These have been resized. It doesn't let me shift click from beginning to end, so I have to and or shift click to select them all to open to upload. And see how it automatically, because these were portrait oriented, it automatically oriented everything. So this one should move backward, move back, move backward, move backwards. There we go. This one's obviously the high contrast. So move. It'd be nice if we could just drag and drop, but we're not allowed to do that. So this one, move backward, move here. So low contrast, normal contrast, black and white with moderate, high contrast. And then once I've finished, I click save. Then I go to my next one, upload my photos. So after you've uploaded your 5 image conversions from section 1, then we need to upload the template. So I'm just going to click photo for that. If you upload the wrong one, just click on it and choose replace. And remember that you're supposed to be named, so you can go back afterward. And now I'm actually going to save myself some time and hit Command or Control C of that part. And here I'm going to choose photo grid, but just 2 photos for my favorite. And I'll choose the larger file size, put them side by side. I'll click save. This is my favorite. Done. So I'm done. So I've finished it. Currently it's auto saving all along, but now to share this, you're just going to click, you can preview it, obviously, and you can see what everybody else will see. And this is when it takes away all your editability for a moment, and it just lets you look at it. So it's loading it. And then I can scroll through, see the project title's correct, my name's correct, my image conversions are loaded in order. All 5 are there. There's my black and white conversion template, and those are my 2 favorites from the images I've been using this entire 2 sections for project 1. All right, everything looks good, so I'm gonna hit X to X out of preview, and I'm gonna click share. So I want to publish and share the link. You have options here. You can leave it titled this. If you want to be, if you want your author's name, which I suggest you do, go ahead and put it here. You can actually go ahead and upload your image. And if you leave Get Noticed checked, it means it's going to be featured on the Adobe Spark website. If you want to keep this just private to our class group, where it's not promoted anywhere, which is how I would recommend you do it for these projects, is just turn that off. Click Create Link. And there is the link for you to share all across all of the different areas. Now, there's a couple things you're going to need to do for this. You can copy this link. This classroom has nothing to do with us. Right here, nothing to do with school. So again, copy that link, X out, go back to your Blackboard, and you'll scroll all the way down to the Project 1 delivery link, and you actually click right here, and it's going to load the link. And then you're going to, here's a duplicate of the instructions, so you don't have to go backwards and forwards, so you can see them here again. You want to click here. Do not click here. Do not browse my computer. You're going to do a text submission, write submission, right here. And then you're going to go in, and you can say, here is my link. Loved the project. You are awesome for sharing your awesome knowledge. Hit Command or Control V to paste that link. Now here's the crucial part. The link is there, but it's not activated. You're graded on part of your digital literacy skill sets of understanding how to activate a link. In email, when you paste a link and you hit enter, it automatically activates. But notice when I hit enter, that doesn't happen here. So you actually have to reselect the link, which populates this link and broken link icon so you can insert your link. It's still copied. It's still the exact same link. I'm going to hit Command or Control V. And then I want you to toggle open in new window. Always toggle open in new window. That's part of the thing as well. Open in new window. Insert. Notice how it's blue and looks activated. So now I can click submit. Submission from previewed assignment is not saved because I'm an instructor. But essentially when you do it, you're going to get this email that automatically goes to you saying you've successfully submitted your project and it time date stamps it. Sounds like a plan?